This is weekly Forex forecast from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. This is Forex Wizard, your trading coach. I'll be doing a complete multi-time frame analysis, all the hottest currency pairs, cryptocurrencies and indices that you will be looking to trade next week. Now the list is a bit longer as usual. Don't worry, I'll put a time stamp in the description area, but I will suggest you to watch all of them, as some of the pairs may provide incredible trading opportunity. So if you don't watch them, you may miss this kind of trade. So the pairs that we will be analyzing today are dollar yen, GBP USD, Aussie yen, Aussie dollar, and ZD USD, silver, USD CAD, USD CHF, USD CNH, USD Turkish Lira, USD ZAR, USOIL, Euro dollar, EURJPY, Euro AUD, gold, DXY or dollar index, Ethereum USD, BTCUSD, US30 and US 100. Now before I begin, just quickly let me replay a clip from the last 2 weeks analysis. The market will open, dollar yen could drop again, maybe to this level of support here, and then we'll push up and then we'll create a bullish pattern here. The weekly close could be here. So with that being said, this you have seen is in dollar yen on the 4-hour time frame. Now this is where the market opened last week, and look at the dollar yen did exactly what it is. This is the new chart, exactly what it is. Smash the like button now, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done yet. And at the same time, if you want to learn my strategies to know how I predict the market in such an accuracy, the link in the description, you can visit my website. With that being said, let's get started. Okay guys, so let's start with first dollar yen. Okay, so as usual, we will be starting with higher time frames such as monthly and weekly to see the direction in the market, and then we'll jump on to lower time frames such as daily, 4-hour and hourly, or even 15 minutes to find the proper entry point. That's the right way to trade, because higher time frame will give you a clear direction in the market, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. And then lower time frame is where you can find the entry point. So with that being said, let's start with monthly time frame with dollar yen. Now monthly, see, this is a very strongly bullish market dollar yen has created, and I think that it will continue to rise. As you see, the dollar yen now all-time high. This price is all-time high. Now, how can you predict that this price will continue to further to the upside? First of all, look at this level of support and see what happened in the past. Now, previous monthly candle, look at this one here. There is no wick at the bottom. So when you see a candle like that, no wick at the bottom, is a sign of strong bullish momentum. And with that being said, you can see easily couple of monthly candle to the upside. So that means that dollar yen is preparing for a big move to the upside, and only think of buying in this market. Now if you see this level in the past, the same level acted here as a resistance, acted here as a resistance, acted here as a resistance. So this is a very strongly bullish market. From this level we have seen a strong bullish monthly candle. Now this month, as soon as the market opened, came for little retracement and then started to push up. So let's see the Fibonacci level of this retracement. If you take your Fibonacci from the low to the high, we saw that the price did not even retrace this minimum 38.2 Fibonacci level. The reason is this is the sign that it's a very strongly bullish market, though this month is still almost 25 days remaining. I think that dollar yen will continue to rise. So let's see now weekly time frame how it is doing. Now on the weekly, the price as expected, as I mentioned in my previous weekly forex forecast, after this weekly doji, the price did exactly as it is. The price came down for a retest of the weekly opening and closing, this important area of value. So the price now bounced from here, created another doji. Now what I think that next week it could do, it might even open with a gap and may continue to rise up. Okay, so let's see now on the daily time frame how it is doing. Now daily, this is the nice uptrending market structure. You see the price is creating a big move, little retracement, big move, little retracement, big move, little retracement. Now it is preparing for another big move. So this is the typical uptrending market structure, creating a series of higher high, so series of higher high and higher low in its move. Now at the same time, you see the price is respecting this 10 period moving average, which is a sign that this is a very strongly uptrending market. Now go to the 4-hour time frame to see how possibly we can enter a trade. Now as we are already running a trade on dollar yen with our students, so what I think dollar yen will do, that in the new trading week there are two possible scenario. This is 4-hour time frame. One possible scenario, if dollar yen managed to open with a gap to the upside, okay, maybe with a wickless candle here, then I think dollar yen will start to move from here. In that case, if we see that in the first session or first day of trading week, if we see dollar yen significantly pushing to the upside, creating a series of higher high and higher low and fulfilling all the rules of our strategy, we will add up another position with the dollar yen for buying. On the other hand, if dollar yen break to the downside, okay, it is one possibility that it might break down, and in that case we might see that dollar yen came back to this level, because in that situation it might create an inverted head and shoulder here, come back to this level, and then from here we might see that dollar yen is pushing to the upside. So these are the two trading plan that you will be using for next week for dollar yen. Now let's see another currency pair. Let's see GBP USD, how it might do. As usual, we will be again starting with monthly time frame. Now on the monthly, GBP USD really in a strong downtrend. Now this is what exactly I was mentioning in all my analysis, even starting when I was making analysis here at this point almost more than a year ago. So this is what I exactly mentioned in all my analysis. As you can see on the monthly, USD has created a head and shoulder in this monthly important level of resistance, and then broke down, created a trend, creating a series of lower high and lower low. So it looks like that it will continue to drop, and I think that where it might come down, that GBP USD, let me give you an idea. So I think that GBP USD will drop to this level at least. Let me draw it again. So GBP USD could drop to this level at least, so which is a big move based on monthly. Even lower than this it could come, at least to this level we can expect GBP USD to fall back. Now going to the weekly time frame, what we see in the weekly as well, the price after this nice channel to the downside, went above, created a double top, and then broke down with a gap, tested with this doji, this gap as a resistance, and then broke down. Now we see a big breakout to the downside. So I think that it will continue to drop at least to this level, and then from here we might see another push to the upside for retracement. So still it is bearish on the weekly as well. Now let's see on the daily how the price action has done. Now on the daily as well, after this breakout, the price created this bear flag, just the opposite of bull flag, and then from this bear flag the price again broke to the downside. So at this point there are two possible scenario on GBP USD. Is that one possible scenario, it might again the same way, it may open with a gap and then continue to drop from here, depending on how sentiment is changing over the weekend. Another possibility is that GBP USD could come to test this this is the support here on the daily. You see there is a support here, support here. It might come up again to test this support as resistance, maybe along this zone, this support, both of them as resistance, and may drop from here to the downside. So now let's see on the intraday or 4-hour time frame how we can correlate this information. So one possible scenario that, as I told you, GBP USD, like the dollar yen, it might open with a gap here, okay, with a gap opening, and then may continue to drop from here. In that case, when you will see price action on the first week of the trading week, we will definitely open a short opportunity. As we are running one trade, we will add up another one. So I think in that case it will respect this resistance and will create a structure and will drop. This is one possible scenario. On the other hand, if we see that GBP USD pushed above, broke above, in that case we might see that GBP USD have tested this previous support here that we have seen on this weekly as a resistance here, and at the same time there is a 20 period moving average on the 4-hour time frame. In that situation, we'll be considering going short from here with a high risk to reward ratio. Smash the like button if you haven't done yet, and also don't forget to subscribe. So let's see Aussie yen, how Aussie yen is doing. As usual, we'll be starting with monthly time frame to see the bigger picture. Now monthly time frame, what we see that Aussie yen also, it's a bullish market, okay, it's a strongly bullish market, but at the same time we saw that this is the monthly time frame. After the previous month's shooting star, the price came to this level as soon as the market opened. After little retracement, we saw that Aussie yen pushed to the upside. Now I think that it will continue to rise as yen is getting weaker and weaker. So with the weekly time frame, with that being said, now on the weekly, this is also a bullish price action. What you have seen Aussie yen, that this is the weekly time frame, and we saw a big impulse followed by this 2 weeks correction. Now this week, as soon as the market opened, we saw again the bullish momentum from this very important level of support. Let's draw this weekly level of support or the area of value. And what I think that Aussie yen will do, that the price will come to this again to this level of support here. Okay, this is the level of support on the weekly. The same thing, the same level of support. The price will test this as again support and then will continue to rise. So this could be a good place to buy Aussie yen. Going to the daily, now daily we have seen that the price created a nice double bottom formation here after this breakdown, impulse, correction, again impulse. So we see that the price has created a double bottom here, and after this double bottom, now what we are seeing, the price is trying, and the bulls are trying to push the price high. So in this zone, if we adjust this level for the daily time frame, and I think that it even might start to move around 50% of this daily week from here, okay, it may start to push up, creating a bullish price action. So let's see on the 4-hour now to see what is likely to happen. Now this is the price action or structure that Aussie yen has created, pardon me, not dollar yen, Aussie yen, and I think that it will continue to push up. As you see that the price is creating a series of higher low and higher high. So it is creating basically a channel, though it is not fully developed, but it is trying to follow this channel. So if we draw a channel here, this is what we see that Aussie yen has created, and I think that the price, that is what it will do, it will come down here little bit, test this on the new week, and then will push up. So if we find any entry point along this zone, then we will be considering buying or going long with Aussie yen. So this is the plan for Aussie yen. As this is a bullish market, we will only think of buying Aussie yen. So now let's see what other currency pair we have. Let's see Aussie dollar, how it is doing. Now Aussie dollar, let's see first of all monthly time frame, what it may be doing. So monthly, as you can see that as soon as the Aussie and dollar open, the previous months. First of all, it is a very strong bearish engulfer has been created with the Aussie dollar. Okay, so after this bearish engulfer, we saw the price closed just below this monthly level of support, and as soon as the market opened, we saw a push to the upside, tested this very important level of resistance with this monthly candle. This resistance, this support here, support and resistance, quite a few candle acted in the same zone. So just we saw a primarily bounce from here on the monthly time frame. So now let's see weekly time frame to see a direction. Now weekly we saw a narrow doji has been created in this important level. So what is likely to happen? Now let's see what I think that Aussie dollar will do. If you see that there are two there are two long wick here, and this level is broken. So let me draw this trend line here. Okay, and what I think the new trading week, Aussie dollar will go up, test this support here, and if you extend this this line, you can see that this is basically a very important area of value. So there is this same level acted here as a resistance, support. Now we saw that this level broken, and we might see little push to the upside to test this previous support as resistance, and from here we might see that Aussie dollar is pushing down. So go to the daily time frame, what kind of price action we see. Now you see this is the same level where we see a 20 period moving average has been tested by Aussie yen, and also there is a support here, the same zone, there is a resistance here. And what is likely to happen, as you can see that this is the line that we have drawn, that we have seen weekly support here. You see this is the daily support as well, very important area of value. And new trading week, we might see that Aussie dollar first push to the upside, tested this same level as resistance, and from here we might see that Aussie dollar is going down. Now let's see on the 4 hour how we can find a trading opportunity. Now as I told you, like the GBP USD, there are two possible scenarios. One is to open with a gap and then just melt down, respecting this structure like that. One possible scenario. If we see that like that kind of price action, then we will be considering selling from here Aussie yen, Aussie dollar, as this is a bearish market. There is another possibility, as I told you, that if it breaks down, it breaks to the upside, then we will be watching price action here for shorting opportunity in Aussie dollar. Now let's see NZD USD. Now NZD USD looks like a bit weaker than the Aussie dollar, so I will not do any separate analysis on NZD USD. Everything same as Aussie dollar. So if you are trading only NZD USD, I would suggest you just watch AUDUSD, and that will give you a clear idea of what might happen with NZD USD. Now the only thing is that NZD USD looks a bit weaker than Aussie dollar, and I think that what NZD USD could do, that it will respect this trend line. This is 4 hour time frame, and it might open with a gap and may start to melt down from here, okay, to the downside. This is one possibility. Another possibility, like the Aussie dollar, okay, is to the price to go up, again to this level, to test this previous support here, okay, resistance here, support here, to test this level as a resistance, and then to drop from here, okay, to drop from here. So these are the two possible area that you will be keep watching for shorting opportunity with NZD USD. Now one important thing also you need to keep in mind, that why is highly bearish. You see, when the price a meltdown with such a strong trend, you see this is a fake out just from this monthly level of support. Now when you see a fake out, basically it's a momentum gain. It's when the price become exhausted, it does all the time created this fake out. Now this fake out will give you a clear idea that NZD USD could likely to drop to the downside, and that's what market loves to do all the time when it become a bit exhausted. So now let's see silver, how we can trade. Now silver, we will be starting with first of all a monthly time frame. What we see that this is the monthly time frame on silver, and monthly we saw a strong bearish candle. You see this is a bearish engulfer, broke down on this level of support. Now this month, as soon as the market opened, we saw a little retracement to the upside, also tested this 20 period moving average, and then we saw that from this level of resistance, silver started to drop. So we saw that it has respected this resistance here and drop, and I think that silver could continue to drop at least to this level of support, so which can be a good place for entering short. So now let's see, let me draw this one here. So let's see now on the weekly time frame how it might do. So weekly as well, you saw this is the same level as the monthly resistance is now weekly resistance, and this weekly candle has closed. So what it might do in the new trading week, that you see there is a wickless candle and an important doji here. So what I think that silver will test this zone, okay, and then from here we might see that silver is now pushing down. Now let's see on the daily time frame how it could do. Now daily as well, we saw that silver has created this doji on the daily, and I think in the new trading week it might test this level support as a resistance, and maybe it will continue to drop. Now let's see on the 4 hour how it might do. So this is the level that we are talking about, and you see that this level is being respected. The price is creating series of lower high on the 4 hour, respecting this trend line. Okay, this is the silver, and you saw the price was respecting this trend line and created a fake out to the upside. When you see this kind of fake out, is basically a sign of further drop for the momentum gain. You see this is a bearish price action. When you see a triangular pattern, this always I talk about in my mentorship program as well as in my free channel all the time. What do I say? That when you see a bearish price action like that, okay, a triangular pattern after a move, in most cases you will see a first of all a false breakout to the upside, and then continuing, or a false breakout to the downside, false breakout to the upside, and then continuing trending to the downside. So this is what silver has done. Look at this. Silver has, this is the previous swing low, created a false breakout to the upside, and then came down, and again respecting the same level, and then continuing to the downside. So that means that what we might see now, it created false breakout, retraced to the upside. Now we can expect silver to break down again to the downside. So it's a good place for shorting opportunity, and we will be targeting at least to this level. So this is silver. Now let's see USD CAD how it is doing. Now USD CAD, as you have seen in my live trading session during the NFP, with how the market was predicted with such an accuracy exactly from here. What did I say? That this is the weekly, this is the, pardon me, this is intraday area of value. This is a very, very important area of value. The price came to this level, okay, and then shoot up to the upside, shoot to the upside. So USD CAD now has created a strong bullish price action, and I think that it will continue to rise. So before, let's first see a bigger picture monthly. What do you see? That the monthly USD CAD, after this bullish engulfer, this is a very, very strong bullish engulfer. USD CAD, as soon as the monthly close, we saw significant retracement to the downside exactly to this level, and we see that now bulls are are buying. So what it could do, at least now this month we can expect USD CAD to rise to this level. Why? Because this is where the first important area of value, there is a resistance here is strong, and I think that first it will go there, will create a false breakout, and then will come down. This is the monthly chart, and I think finally it should even move to this level. So USD CAD confirmed to be a bullish market. Now going to the weekly time frame. Now if you have seen my previous week's weekly forex forecast, this is what exactly I mentioned, that USD CAD will come back to this gap level. You see this is the weekly gap, from this weekly gap, USD CAD will start to bounce, and that is what USD CAD exactly done. Came to this level and then had a bounce. So I think that this weekly candle is closed after a little retracement, maybe testing this previous resistance as a support, and then will continue to rise. Now going to the daily time frame, now you see on the daily as well, we saw a nice bullish engulfer in this very important level. This is the gap level on the weekly, and at the same time this is the area of value, 20 period moving average, and the price just created a bullish engulfer from this level, and we can expect this bullish engulfer to continue the price to the upside. So with that being said, what you see that this is the area of value that we saw around 1.2882 or even higher than this, and then from here we might see USD CAD is pushing going to the 4 hour. So this is where I think that as soon as the market will open, even it can open with a gap and can continue to the push up, or it may come for a little retracement to this level, and then from here USD CAD will go up. So this is what we will be doing. As soon as we will see, let's say 1 or 2 doji on the first day of trading week creating a higher high and higher low, then we will be considering going long according to the rules of our strategy. Now let's see what else we have. Let's see USD CHF. Now as you know that USD CHF as well is a very strongly bullish market, as like USD CAD, USD CHF has, this is the 4 hour time frame. You see the price was respecting this 20 period moving average for a very extended period of time. As soon as the price was coming here pushing, coming here pushing, coming here pushing, you know, coming here pushing to the upside. So this is a very strongly bullish market. You know, the price has created series of higher high and higher low. When you see a market like this, only think of buying, and it has basically prepared for another, you know, breakout to the upside. Why? First of all, look at this one here. Here the market structure, primarily the trend line is broken, and then after the breakout of this trend line, it created a false breakout and then started to push up. This is the one thing that it basically came down here to gain momentum so that it can hunt some stop loss. It was hungry, you know, has eaten everything it needs. Now it has a lot of energy to push to the upside now. And then what happened? Look at the, pay attention, this is the 4 hour time frame. Okay, so what you see that in this 4 hour time frame, USD CHF has created a nice inverted head and shoulder. You see this is the head, left shoulder and the right shoulder, inverted head and shoulder with a higher low on the right side. It's a very strong bullish price action. So on the new trading week, what I think that USD CHF, as you see that this is the dotted line is where the daily support level. Okay, I think it's the weekly, yeah. So this is the daily, let me check again. So this is the daily important area of value as I discussed. So the price might come down to this, let me adjust this one a little bit up. So the price might come down to this level on the new trading week, and from here, okay, from here the price started to pick up, high probability that it will go up like this. On the other hand, if we see a gap opening here on the new trading week with a big candle or a wickless candle, then immediately we will be considering going long based on the rules of our strategy. So this is the trading plan. This is the trading plan that we will be using with USD CHF, bullish market, considering only buying. So now let's see what currency pairs we have. Let's see USD CNHs. Now USD CNHs also showing a very strongly bullish price action. Now starting with, first of all, monthly time frame, what you see, USD CNH basically now going to test a very important level of resistance. Let me draw it here, you see. So I strongly believe that USD CNH at least will come to this level of resistance, and we may have a big move to take. Now if you consider here, what you see that this is the previous support here, this is the monthly time frame, and when you saw that the monthly, on this monthly time frame, USDCNH has created this double top formation and then broke down on the monthly and then came down to this level of support. You see this is a very historical level of support, and we see that USDCNH have aggressively broke to the upside. Now why I think that it will come, as you will see that always when you see a double top or double bottom, the price breakdown, at some point you can expect the price to go up and test this previous support as a resistance, and then you can see that the price is now moving down. So with that being said, this is the previous support here can act as a resistance, and from here we can expect USD CNHs to drop. So we have a, this is the monthly, and we have a big move to the upside ahead, I think. And now weekly, you see this is the weekly time frame, and every week the price was creating a strongly bullish candle, and at the same time you see this is the monthly previous support here. This is the weekly now resistance, weekly support, and I think that USD CNHs will go there, maybe will create a little bit of false breakout, and from here we might see that USD CNH may start to reverse. So now let's see daily time frame, how we can find a trading opportunity. On the daily, we have seen a nice bullish engulfer here in this retracement to the upside, and on this important level of support, it's a nice bullish candle, and we can expect USD CNH, as you see that this is the last day of trading week, the price has created a nice weekless candle on the daily time frame, and I think that it will continue to rise. So let's draw a level on the daily time frame. This is the previous day's high, which can act now as a level of support. Let's see on the 4 hour. Now this is the zone where I think that could be a nice buying opportunity. So what you see, last candle of the trading week, we saw a big, a bullish candle here. So what I think that USD CNHs will do is it might even open with a gap here, okay, open with a gap, and may continue to rise from here. Okay, one possible scenario. If that happens, then we will be considering going long with USD CNHs from here. On the other hand, if we see that the price came down, which may happen during the first couple of hours on the Asian session, the price may come down here, okay, may break this weekless candle, and then may create a higher low from this important daily. So this is the daily resistance, and again may test as a support, and from here high probability that USD CNHs will continue to go up. So these are the two plans that you will be using for USD CNHs. Now let's find out USD Turkish Lira. Now quickly we'll do that USD Turkish Lira. Let's see on the daily. Now you see that the USD Turkish Lira has created a very strong bullish candle on this important level of support here. USD Turkish Lira was creating a nice trending to the upside, broke down. This is basically a fake down to the fake break to the downside, and then as soon as the fake break happened, we saw that USD Turkish Lira has created a strong bullish candle, and I think that it will just continue to rise. So as soon as we will find any entry opportunity with USD Turkish Lira on the lower time frame, then we will be considering buying. If you go to the 4 hour time frame, this is what happened with USD Turkish Lira. It basically has created an inverted head and shoulder in this 4 hour time frame, and it started to push up, and I think it will break all this level and will continue to rise to the upside. So it could be a good trade if entered in the right time. As you have seen, there has been a double doji on the 4 hour time frame as well, and from here we can expect USD Turkish Lira to push to the upside. Now let's see USD ZAR. Now we'll do a full analysis on USD ZAR. Now USD ZAR is giving us a nice trading opportunity. First, let's start with monthly time frame. Now monthly, what we have seen that USD ZAR previous months has created a nice bullish engulfer. You see, this is a bullish engulfer, strong bullish engulfer, and as soon as the monthly close, we saw that the next one came to this very important level of support, tested this previous this is a very important area of value. There is a doji here. Okay, this is a very important resistance, tested as a support. Now we see that USDZAR is now pushing to the upside. So this is overall, it's a bullish market. What you saw that USDZAR is creating a series of higher low. Now the price came down, basically it's a fake break to the downside, and after the fake break we saw price started to push up. So this is monthly. And weekly, what you saw, weekly price action is much more delicious than the monthly. You saw that the previous week the price has created this weekless candle here. This is a weekless candle, and as soon as the weekless candle created, you see there is a weak little, but it's very narrow. The price came down, broke the weekly low, and this is also a sign of strong bullish momentum. And from this zone, what we saw that USDZAR tested this previous resistance as a support and then started to push up USDZAR. So at this point, what we see that USDZAR is likely to push up, as this is a weekly doji. Okay, and from here we might see that USDZAR is pushing to the upside. So now let's see on the daily time frame how the price action is doing. Now daily, we saw that there is a bullish engulfer has been created in this very important level of support. It's a strong bullish engulfer, tested this bullish engulfer with a doji, this previous resistance as a support, and this is the daily time frame, created a nice doji here. Okay, so let me draw this level, and I think that in the new trading week, what USDZAR will do, that will just simply will respect this support, okay, and will continue to rise up. Always keep in mind that you need to do your proper risk management. At any point the analysis could be wrong, but high probability that USDZAR will rise up. And you see that in this USDZAR, the price has created a fake out to the downside, fake head and shoulder, and then came down, immediately went up. Now the price is testing this previous resistance here now as a support, and we can expect USDZAR just to continue to rise up from here to the upside. Now you have to keep in mind that this is an exotic pair, and during the first week of the trading there will be a high swap, so make sure that you always take a trade after you see the swap or spread become normal. So this is the situation with USDZAR. US oil, what we can see that US oil looks like that it is also now bullish. Now starting with quickly monthly time frame, what you saw that this is what I always told in my analysis. You saw the previous months US oil has created a nice doji here, and after this doji, so see the previous month's doji, basically the price broke this previous month's low here and then started to push up. So after this kind of doji, you can expect now this one to go up, even break this monthly high. So we can expect that US oil to rise up, even maybe it will go up, break this almost high of 2008. So now let's see on the weekly time frame how it has done. Now on the weekly, we saw that US oil has created a nice bullish price action. So this is a nicely looking bullish price action. So when you see a big move to the upside creating this triangular pattern, this is basically a bullish price action. So in this bullish price action, what you can expect, first a false breakout to the downside, maybe a false breakout to the upside, and finally trending to the upside. So this is what it is. You see there is a fake out to the upside, came back down, and then fake out to the downside, went above, now finally is trending to the upside, and it is likely to rise to this level in this direction. So US oil is weekly as well is bullish. Now go to the daily time frame. what you see that so what you see on the weekly daily, that US oil has created a nice bullish price action after this daily shooting star in this very important level of support. We saw that the next one started to push up, and I think that US oil will continue to rise from here. So this is our approach will be to watch lower time frame price action for entry for the bullish for going long with US oil from this very important level of support. As you can see that the price already tested this resistance here as a support, and we might see in the new trading week a deeper retracement on the lower time frame, and then as soon as we will see proper price action pattern according to the rules of our strategy, we'll consider buying US oil. Now let's see euro dollar, how it is doing. Now euro dollar, as usual, we will be starting with higher time frame on the monthly time frame. Now monthly, you see this is a very strongly bearish market. Euro dollar, looking at the bigger picture, has created a double top here, and after this double top we saw that the price broke down with a doji, and then every week euro dollar is creating a series of lower high and lower low. So at this point, the past month, we saw that euro dollar has created a very strong bearish candle, breaking all these monthly level of support. Now let's draw this level here. Now there is an important clue here, is that you can see that in the past this support has been broken completely. Now this same level of support just this week has been tested as a resistance, and we see that euro dollar has a bounce from here, and I think that it will just continue to drop from here to the downside. Now let's see on the weekly time frame how it looks like. The same thing, the last week of the trading week has created this strong bearish engulfer, and we saw that this week, as soon as the market opened, we saw doji has been created in this weekly time frame, and I think the next week the price will go, let's say, around 50% of this week, and we might see a drop, and even it can be with a gap opening. So let's draw this 50% of this weekly week. Let me draw this one here, and I think that the price will come here to the upside and then will drop from here. So let's see on the daily time frame how it looks like. So this is the situation with the daily, and I think in the new trading week the price will go up to this level, will respect this one, and then will drop to the downside from here. So now let's go to the 4-hour time frame how it looks like. As you can see on the 4-hour, the price basically respecting this resistance here. You see there's a resistance here, and the price was creating a series of lower high. So at the same time, you saw that there is a dynamic support here. This is the dynamic support, and this dynamic support here on the 4-hour, this is the support here. Now tested as a resistance couple of times and created lower high. So we might see that in the new trading week, one possible scenario like the Aussie dollar or GBP USD, that euro dollar might open with a gap and then may just continue to drop from here, or it might go up a little more up, retest this previous support as resistance even here, and then we might see a drop from here. So these are the two possible scenario on euro dollar. So now let's see EURJPY. Now EURJPY, when euro dollar looks bearish, EURJPY looks bullish. Starting with monthly, you saw that this is the monthly time frame, and looks like it's a highly bullish market structure. Why? Let me tell you. First of all, you see this is a strongly bullish candle. It's the EURJPY monthly candle. After this kind of candle, you can expect couple of candles to push to the upside. Okay, so this is EURJPY monthly candle. As usual, as soon as the monthly close, we saw that the next one started to push up again, created another healthy bullish candle, went above and then came back for retracement, closed in this level. So as soon as this monthly close, we saw as expected, little retracement to the downside with EURJPY, and then again started to push up, and I think that it will just continue to push up. Going to the weekly time frame, what you saw that EURJPY, you saw that after this level is very important. You see, let me draw this trend line as well on the weekly. We saw that the price broke this resistance here with this green candle, came back with this red candle, tested. It's basically a fake out, created a false breakout of this weekless candle on the weekly as well, and then buyers bought from here, went above. So now it is respecting this support, right? This is the weekly chart. So what is likely to happen in the new trading week? You might see little push down and then will continue to rise. So weekly, daily, monthly is bullish. Now you see, this is the level that I'm expecting that EURJPY to be tested, at least this level, which is there are 2 4-hour daily doji here. Okay, so it's a good place for buying opportunity, and that was what we will be doing. As you can see that EURJPY, you see, respecting this 20 period moving average nicely, creating a series of higher low and moving to the upside. So EURJPY looks like will continue to rise from here to the upside. So this is the plan for EURJPY on the 4-hour time frame. As soon as we'll see EURJPY, I think it will come down here to test this long week. Maybe we'll test this 20 period moving average as well on the 4-hour time frame, and we might buy from here based on the rules of our strategy on the new price action. As soon as we will find proper entry point, we'll consider going long with a high risk to reward ratio. Now let's see on EURAUD how it is doing, starting with the weekly. First of all, let's see monthly. As usual, monthly we saw that EURJPY, you see, EURAUD just now on the monthly resistance, and that is what I said in my previous weekly forex forecast. When the monthly candle goes exactly as it is, what I said, that EURJPY, as soon as the market will open, will go little bit up and then will drop, and that is what exactly done EURAUD. You can review the analysis so that you can have a nice idea about how things work. So this is the monthly resistance, and I think that EURAUD will continue to still it's in resistance. After the previous next week also we might see another push to the downside. So let's see on the weekly time frame. Now weekly, this is exactly what I told in my weekly forex forecast, that EURAUD will come down, break this weekly candle, and then will go up again, will closed as a doji. Okay, and that is what it has done. Smash the like button if you haven't done yet. So now what we saw, that EURAUD has created a nice doji here. Okay, this is the weekly doji in this important level of resistance. So in this doji, we saw that EURAUD has created a lower high and lower low, and when you see a doji like that in an important resistance, you can expect another push down on EURAUD. And I think that from this resistance, this is the monthly resistance, weekly resistance, and if you go to the daily, okay, daily resistance as well. So what we might see, that it might test this you see, this is the resistance here, either test this one or test this one, and then we might see a drop, or even this week we might see breaking here around testing the top of this and then could drop. So it will depend on how the price action is being created on the 4-hour time frame. So as soon as I will see any price action that is considering that EURAUD may drop from here according to the rules of our strategy, then I will be considering selling EURAUD for the short term. But long term, it could be bullish. It could, on the long term, it could just move along this channel. You see, there is a channel is being created on EURAUD. If you draw this channel, let me help you to draw this channel, then what you see that let me it's not fully developed, but looks like this one. Okay, looks like the price was trying to move along this channel. Okay, so this could be the situation with Euro AUD. It might go up here, test this one, and will come back, and then will go up, something like that. It might just move to the upside on Euro AUD. So this is the situation with Euro AUD. We will consider selling from here. If we miss that, then we will consider buying from here. So this is the two situation with Euro AUD. Now let's see on gold what kind of price action it has created, or what is likely to happen. Now starting with monthly time frame. Now what you saw, that monthly gold previous months has created this bearish candle. This is a nice looking bearish candle, and after this bearish candle, what we have seen that gold has created another, trying to create another bearish candle. As soon as the monthly new monthly open, we have seen that gold has broke down, created this red candle. Is still, you know, almost 3 weeks to go on the monthly, but we see that it's look like this month also the price will drop. Where it will come, I think that gold will drop to this level of support. Why? Let me explain. Let me go to the weekly, then I can explain it clearly. You see that this is the weekly time frame, and on the gold the price was moving respecting this weekly trend line for a very long period of time. You see there is a support here. There's a long wick candle, created a false breakout, support, support, support. This is the weekly, right? Now if you draw the trend line of this resistance on gold, what you saw, there is a resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Now what gold is likely to do, that it will slowly come to this level, possibly will create a false breakout of these, both of them. They will test both of them, gold, and then will create something like that, you know, on the weekly, on the daily, a long wick candle, and it will reverse from here. So we can say that gold has a big probability of coming down. So now let's see on the daily time frame. Now daily, now where we can then enter a shorting opportunity, this is the question, right? Now what I think, let's go back to weekly time frame. What I think, that you see there is a wickless candle on the weekly. Let me draw a level here on the weekly, and the price just below this weekly level, right? Now in the new trading week, what it might do, that the price just will come up to test this resistance and will come back down this week to this, you know, around 50% of this week. This could be the, you know, fate of gold in the new trading week. Let me tell you that range. So what it might do, gold, is it could come back to this level of support. From this to this, it might just, you know, go up and down. Now let's see on the daily time frame how it looks like. Now daily, as you see that the price the previous day has created this doji, right? But if you look at the bigger picture, what you see on the daily as well, it is creating a series of lower high. Okay, and the new trading week, we might see first little uprise to this level of resistance, and from here we might see that gold is coming down. Now let's say 4 hour. Okay, so on the 4 hour time frame, I think that gold will do this. Okay, you see the price basically moving, creating this structure, and there is a fake out here. And if you draw this trend line on the 4 hour, you can see it clearly. Okay, but in this trend line is more accurate than the other one. See, the price has created, didn't test this trend line yet properly. So what it might do in the new trading week, it might go up, test this trend line here, and this this support as resistance, and from here we might find a selling opportunity with gold. And as soon as I will find any entry opportunity, it doesn't mean that you blindly sell from here, buy here, because we need a price action confirmation according to the how we trade, according to our strategy. Only then I will be considering selling gold to this level. So this is the plan for gold. Now let's see what's happening with DXY. Now as you see, the DXY is very strong. That's what I mentioned in all of my analysis. If you go to the monthly time frame, we saw a very strong wickless bullish candle on the monthly time frame in this important level of support. So if we draw this one here, you see there is a resistance here in the past, resistance, it's now a support here. So this price action pattern is something like dollar yen, you know, because dollar index is normally the mirror of other dollar pairs. So what you see, this month the price created a retracement, you know, came down. Now we see a pickup, and I think that it will just continue to rise up, and it has broken this level of support already, resistance. So you see there is a resistance here, it has been broken, tested on the lower time frame as a support. Now we see a bullish move. Going to the weekly time frame, now this is the situation with the weekly. We saw a nice doji here on the weekly, and we are expecting the price to come down to test, you know, to maybe this weekly opening and closing, and from here we might see that dollar index is pushing up. Now let's see on the daily time frame. So let's see weekly. Okay, weekly we have seen. Now let's see daily time frame. Now daily, you see there is a nice looking bullish engulfer on the daily. It's a very good bullish engulfer, cross the low, cross the high, full body green, followed by the last week of the candle trading day, a doji. Okay, so what is likely to happen in the new trading week? As I told you, we might see a gap opening. Okay, if we see a gap opening and a bullish candle going up, then we'll straight going long from here with a high risk to reward ratio according to the price action pattern that we are looking for according to the rules of our strategy. Or we will be considering, if it drops little bit, maybe to this zone of this daily week, to this zone, in that case we'll be considering buying from here with a high risk to reward ratio. Now this is the situation with dollar index. So you almost finish all the currency pairs. So now let's look at the cryptocurrencies. What we see, that BTCUSD creating a very strongly bearish price action, looking like that it has broken this very important level of support here. So on the daily time frame, we see that if you look at the monthly time frame on BTCUSD, what you see, that BTCUSD on the monthly has broken this important monthly level of support. If you look at this one here, there is a support here. Okay, and also there is a, though this is monthly candle has not been closed yet, but looks like that BTCUSD going down for a longer period of time. So what we see that on the monthly, BTCUSD has broken this monthly level of support here. Support here is broken. Now we might see a long week candle on the monthly after this coming down, but so far it's still bearish. So let's see on the weekly time frame how it is doing. Weekly as well, you see this is the weekly support has been broken here. So support here broken, support here, support here. With this big move to the downside, we saw that this support has been broken. Now this week, this weekly candle is going to close after 1.5 days, and we might see that this one as well has broken. So now let's see on the daily time frame. Daily, we saw a very strong bearish engulfer on BTCUSD. After this bearish engulfer, we saw a doji. After this doji, we might see little push to the upside, testing this previous support here as a resistance, and then we might see that BTCUSD again pushing down. I will not suggest to buy any BTCUSD. Instead, I will be selling BTCUSD from this zone. So short-term trading opportunity for the sellers, but no buying until we see that BTCUSD maybe, you know, breaking all this long week candle, and then we might see a spike to the upside. If we see that later a spike to the upside, breaking all this level of resistance, in that case we might consider buying BTCUSD. Otherwise, at this point everything is bearish, and we will be considering only short-term trading opportunity to the downside. Now this is the situation with BTC USD. Now let's see the Ethereum USD, what it is doing. Now Ethereum is doing exactly the mirror of BTC USD, not mirror, exactly the same as BTC USD. So the same analysis applied to Ethereum USD. For the short-term trader, Ethereum is likely to drop from here, and no buying unless we see a big push to the upside. Let's see what happened. Looks like it is still bearish, and we might see a long wick candle here after coming back to this level of support, a big long wick candle, and then we might see that Ethereum is pushing to the upside. So these are the cryptocurrencies. Now let's see US30. This indices, how it is doing. Now US30 also the same thing. We see that this indices is dropping, creating a, you see this is the daily time frame, and created a very important level of resistance. See, from this mirror level we saw that indices, there is a support here. This is the daily chart, resistance here. This same level acted in the past. You see, if you look at the past, you see there is a support here, there is a support here. The same level acted as resistance, support. So when you see a level like that, you know, acted as a resistance and support together, that's a very strong level. And what we have seen that the price just has created a double top formation on the daily and then broke down with a bearish engulfer. So when you see this kind of candle here, is basically a sign of trend change. So what sign of trend change? If you look at the bigger picture indices, you know what you saw, that this is a bigger move to the upside, right, creating a long trend, right? So in this long trend, the price, what it did, basically it went above, tested this resistance, and now we see a bearish engulfer. Is basically a sign of change of uptrend to the downtrend, and that's what it does. When you see the prices create a consolidation, is basically a sign that the price is changing its trend, and we might see that the price just simply pushing down. So with that being said, US30 is likely to drop. Now where to sell US30? If you go to the 4-hour time frame, what we see that the price has created a nice structure, and I think that the price in the new trading week might open with a gap down. In that case, we might see an immediate drop, or we might see little up testing this 20 period moving average, and then we might see, you know, a bit of spike creating like that head and shoulder here, and then we might see that it is dropping. So this is the plan for US30. Now US 100 and US30, the same kind of pattern. You see the same kind of price action. As it looks like this one, US 100 is bearish than US30. So that means that as soon as we will see a market open, spread will be normal, we might consider selling US30 from here with a high risk to reward ratio. Now these are all the pairs and currency pairs that we will be looking to trade next week. Now these are all the pairs, indices and cryptocurrencies that we will be looking to trade next week. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon in my next video.